What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to our tips, tricks, and guide video. In this video, we are going to show you tips and tricks for Layla. But if you guys are interested on watching the complete guide, just search for Toym Traveller Boot Camp Layla on the search bar. Anyway, let's proceed. Set second skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the base damage of this skill higher and the cooldown lower. That means you can deal more explosive energy balls that could slow down enemies and deal extra damage. Prioritize first skill less since your second skill is what you need to deal more slowing effects. Always upgrade the ultimate skill when available for upgrading. Layla has the farthest range among all marksmen at the moment. Now with a revamped first skill which buffs her range even more farther. She is now the ultimate sniper that can shoot enemies from afar during team fights. Layla's passive skill is what you need to deal more damage to enemies from afar. Your basic attacks and skills damage will be greater depending on your distance from the target. Given that you are a marksman, you will be dealing ranged damage for sure. With the help of your first skill and ultimate skill, you can reach the full additional damage potential of your passive skill. So during team fights, make sure to keep your distance so you can unleash the beast from this cutie bride. Layla's first skill is what you need to be the best marksman out there. Using this skill will deal physical damage to the first enemy hit. The good thing about this skill's damage is its ability to deal critical hits. So it's like an ultimate energy cannon when it deals critical hits that can be fatal. Hitting an enemy with this skill will make your range farther, making it easier for you to poke them without giving them the chance to hit you back. Even hitting minions will let your range increase and your movement speed boosted as well. The range increase buff is useful so you can shoot enemies from afar while being on the safer location. Also, hitting an enemy will increase your movement speed. With the movement speed boost, you can use this skill to escape death by hitting an enemy first to be granted with movement speed. Or it can help you chase and harass enemies like never before. Layla's second skill is what you need to slow down enemies and deal extra damage. Using this skill will deal physical damage to the target and nearby enemies. A magic mark is applied to enemies hit. The next attack from Layla will make the magic mark explode, which will deal extra physical damage and movement speed reduction. You can use this skill to slow down enemies so you can poke them more and more and more. The extra damage from the magic mark could help you slow enemies around as well. We will show you a little experiment we've done with this skill on the experiments section. Layla's ultimate skill is what you need to wreak havoc to the battlefield. This skill will deal physical damage to enemies in a long straight thick line. This is best used on tight spots like inside the jungle to make sure most enemies are hit. The range of this skill is really far, which can finish off enemies that thought that they had already escaped. Even if you can't see them on the map, just take a wild guess on where they could be. Just like how you always guess if your boyfriend or girlfriend has another lover. You can help deal damage to enemies from afar by using the mini-map for targeting. Just align your skills marker on the enemy's icons. Or you can turn on the new feature called Camera Shift. Holding and dragging the skill will let you zoom out a little bit so you have an idea on what's beyond your screen. This will somehow help you target better. Here we are again with our experiments. We have our cutie lab rats, Rakuten and Valerie, to demonstrate with us some heroes that can greatly counter or dominate Layla in-game. Before we proceed with hero testings, we want to show you our experiment about Layla's skills. Let us show you first the extra damage from her second skill when making the magic marks explode. The extra damage from the magic mark explosion varies on your distance from the target. This is because your passive skill also affects the explosion caused. So the farther you hit the enemy with a magic mark, the more painful the explosion damage would be. So to trigger all the magic mark all at once, it's best to use your ultimate skill when most of the enemies are hit. This will trigger all of the marks of the enemy's hit. Now, let's try if an ally hitting an enemy with magic mark will trigger the explosion. As you can see, our lab rat didn't trigger the magic mark and the mark just stayed there. So in short, Layla is the only one who can trigger these magic marks. Also, we tested if we can reposition our ultimate skill using flicker. Some heroes can reposition themselves while using their projectile or pulling skills. So let's see if Layla can reposition her destruction rush. As you can see, she released the Omega level blast first before the flicker took effect. So take note that flicker won't make you reposition this skill. Okay, let's now head over to our hero experiments. First, let's try Lolita. Lolita is considered a marksman counter because of her second skill. So with her second skill, she can block our basic attacks, our first skill, and our second skill. But if you take a look if she can block our ultimate skill, it looked like she was able to block it. But when checking the bar below her health bar, it didn't gain any charge. There is something fishy here, so we tested it with another lab rat behind Lolita. As you can see, the lab rat behind Lolita was hit. So in short, Lolita's second skill doesn't block Layla's proton cannon. Now, let's test her basic attack and skills against heroes that can be immune from physical attacks. Given that her first skill can deal critical damage, let's see if it's considered as basic attack or skill damage. Let's test first with Aldous. His second skill makes him immune from basic attacks. Let's see if he is immune from our basic attack. Definitely, he is immune. How about our first skill? Now our second skill. And finally, our ultimate skill. So in short, our basic attack is only the one considered as basic attack effect. Same goes if you try everything on Karina. Karina's first skill makes her immune from basic attacks. Upon testing, she will only be immune to our basic attacks. And finally, Natalia. With her smoke screen, she is immune to basic attacks inside the smoke. So if we shoot her even from the outside of the smoke with our basic attacks, she is protected heavily with this smoke. But the good thing is, Layla's skills is so destructive that could wreck Natalia even inside her smoke screen. In terms of her combo, we follow a very simple combo for Layla. First, we usually use second skill first since it has the shortest range compared with your basic attack and first skill. So it is really advisable to use your second skill first to slow the target and apply magic mark on them. If the enemy team gathers together, it will be best to use your ultimate skill to wreak havoc on all of them. That will trigger all of the magic marks on them. But if the enemy are not close to each other or only one target has the magic mark, then better save your ultimate skill and wait for a better chance. Then, use your first skill to boost your range and movement speed. When your range is boosted, make sure to step back a little bit to take the leverage of your range, making you mostly untouchable by enemies trying to get you. Then, shoot your basic attacks to abuse the range boost granted by your first skill. If you haven't used your ultimate skill yet, use it to shoot targets, especially those who are dying enemies escaping. Then, continue to deal basic attacks. Use your skills smartly whenever available. Additional tip, never go alone since you don't have enough mobility skills. You'll just end up as food for the enemy. Also, never do a face check alone since you are the marksman. A surprise attack from an assassin or mage from the bush can instantly surprise you, just like a creamed pie hitting your face. Let the tank or the fighters take that creamed pie for you, okay? The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Layla. This video just guides you on how to use Layla the Kurumi way. We would like to thank our cutie lab rats, Rakuten and Valerie, for being our lab rats for this boot camp. You can search for them in-game and tell them how much you appreciate them willing to sacrifice their pride and honor for our sake. Watch their in-game streams and send some flowers and hearts. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Layla. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway post. We have our coffee account just in case you want to donate us some coffee funds. Check our coffee link on the description of this video. Please only trust bootcamp videos from our official accounts. See you on the next Mobile Legends Bootcamp. Cheers!